In this section, we will discuss how to bring up the implant library via the use of the implant editor icon. Notice this icon is a shortcut. This will be a icon you'll note on your console PC. So when you click this icon, you're going to get the implant editor. And in the implant editor, we can register shapes. Here you'll see some shapes from Nobel have already been registered here, and we can delete these if we don't use these, or we can add as we've done down here. So you have that ability to add or remove in your implant library. Now remember, these are just shapes. They're not the real implants like you would see with the grooves and the threading. So it's just a shape to substitute for just a straight linear line when you're doing your measurements. So these are shapes that will correspond extremely close to your particular implants that you wish to register. Now, here in this library is the ability to create a new implant via the registration function. So first, what we need from your particular manufacturer, we need a file that will describe and that will have the particular implants in their dimensions. Here for a moment, let me bring in a particular file that was created and sent to us, and you can see this particular manufacturer has their occlusal diameter, apical diameter, length, and even collar built in to their measurements. And so we would scroll, and we've got descriptions and color, and then we can register these in the implant library. So as long as you have these numbers and dimensions in millimeters, we can add this to the implant library shapes. Now before we register a particular implant, just for practice, let's look at the dimensions. Let's start here with our little green figure in the upper right hand corner. We have three places for these columns, by the way. First of all, A. A represents the occlusal diameter. So here's the column occlusal diameter, and also here's the occlusal diameter here where you can register it. Okay, if we go down to the next section, B, B would be the apical diameter. Okay, apical diameter here, and it's located here with the letter B. C is the occlusal length. All right, occlusal length here and here, and D would be the apical length. Apical length here, D, and here, and D. Now, C and D represents the total length. So we put this in the first column, which makes sense. So this is the total length, and then we have our other particular diameters. So if you have a tapered implant like you've got here, then of course your occlusal diameter will be greater than your apical diameter. So that just makes sense. Now, even though you have an import icon, if your particular manufacturers send you the implants in XML format, then we can just simply import those to the library. But discovery has shown that it's not the case, that your implant manufacturers will not send you the library in XML type format. So you just have to create it. So here we have a couple of tatums from the previous file I showed you that you could input. You can also have just test ones, okay? If you just want ones that you know, sizes that you wish to have, and you don't even wish to name them from your manufacturer, you can do that too. So let's go with the process and show you how that's created. Okay, now, so we hit new implant, and we filled in all these areas, see? Filled in the name, product type, model number, filled in all the parameters, A through D, okay? And then we can even change the color if we wish. By the way, you could just change the scale of size. That's what these two numbers are, 20 millimeters or 60 millimeters. These just make it look bigger, more magnified. That's what that really means. Color, you can change it. You can click on color, and you can pick another color that you so desire. And just click on OK, and so you have a brand new color. And then you can click figure, okay, and then you can click register. and then as you scroll down under test, there is your new registration right there. Okay, so for each implant that you continue wanting to go down the list with different sizes, just do the same thing. Hit new. Okay, so if you do another one, you'd hit new, and you'd fill in all these parameters, and then you'd hit figure, register, and then the next one would appear. All right, so that's how you input your data from outside sources, such as like this file or whatever file that you use for your particular manufacturers. Now, the export function is really, I would suggest to use this after you create your file and you want to save it as a backup, let's say. You can click export, and you could name it and just tell it where you want to go, and you have a file that would be backed up. It's got to be an XML format. And then once it's backed up, wherever you want to send it to, whatever you want to name it, then you'll have that case for some reason you want to change this out or you lose the file, you have a backup of your work. That's what that's for. Now, if you're having a more extensive implant library file and you just want to load a particular manufacturer or product, here you can click. Here I've just inputted NEOS and the product name, and you can click these and click update, check the boxes, hit update patient, update list, and then you're going to get the list of only the NEOS biomodal implants that are selected. Remember, to get all the list, uncheck the boxes and hit update list, and then you'll get the full library. Or you just search by the particular manufacturer that you wish to load only by itself. Now, any one of these can be deleted. Okay, so you can delete or you can edit. Now, for edit and delete, notice they are grayed out. So if you wish to activate these, just make sure you're not a new implant anymore. Come out of that, and now they become active. So let's say for practice purposes, we just want to delete the a particular implant. Let's just pick one of these test ones. Let's say sample 3. So I go to sample 3, and I can simply delete it, and it will go from there. I can also edit. And pick the particular implant, click on edit. You could change the color, change to a different color if you wish. You could change the size. Let's just change the apical diameter. Let's make it 4. And then we can hit figure. Okay. And then we can hit register. And then we have the same implant, but we just change the parameters a little bit through the edit feature. So really, it's a simple process to register your shapes. Just make sure from your specific implant manufacturers that you're getting the correct dimensions and that you're inputting the correct dimensions in this parameter. So that's very key. So just be cognizant of that, and then once you create your library for the first time, then you can use it from henceforth, or you can create and delete new ones, whatever you wish. Okay, so that's about the end of the topic here for Implant Editor.